United States annexed California. A short time later, gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill. The 49ers in their covered wagons poured into California. For them, the yellow metal was a fabulous bonanza. But for the native-born Spanish people, it proved a tragedy. They found themselves hounded and persecuted by mobs of avid gold seekers. Next, they were divested of their lands, legally, through an oppressive tax law passed by the legislature. Henceforth, only the newly arrived Americans would be permitted to dig for gold. Many native Californians refused to submit. Men and women of courage, they fought back, fought for justice for their people, regardless of consequences to themselves. Leaders in the fight were members of a Spanish family called Montalvo.
For the last time, Montalvo, we want that gold.
You crazy fool!
Zorro!
No sign of the gold. We're told the place half apart.
We can't look anymore now. Let's get out of here.
Bring the loaf of bread back here. That is for a padre's dinner.
Niño, Maria, would you turn the mission San Sebastian into a fight arena?
Pero, he stole the bread that I begged for your supper.
I did not know it was for you, Padre.
Perhaps you were doing me a favor. Too much bread is not good for me.
Padre, you spoil him. Sarah! Sarita! Sarita, don't you remember? Maria, Sarita.
What's all this, Maria?
Forgive me, Father Antonio, but I haven't seen this one since she was a little girl. Besides, I was her duenna in San Gabriel many years ago.
You are new to this region then, my dear?
I returned home only last night, Father. I'm Zara Montalvo.
Don Jose's daughter, of course. And how are your father and mother?
I have just seen them both murdered.
Madre de Dios.
This is a terrible shock, my dear, but not entirely unexpected. We must be very careful. No one must learn that Señorita Montalvo has returned home. Comprende?
Si, padre.
Niño, get the cart ready.
Right away, Father.
Come with me, my child. You've been away many years. Much has changed since the gold was discovered.
But these horrible killings, I can't understand it.
These people who call themselves Americans look upon us as foreigners, a conquered people. They are trying to drive out all natives by taxing them so heavily that none can pay. Your father was a leader in the fight against the tax. He was in their way.
But I stayed away all these years. If I'd only known. I should have come back long ago.
If you had, my dear, they would have killed you too. You are alive now only because you are unknown to them. They leave no witnesses. And you are a witness. So long as you live, you are a danger to them.
But isn't there any law or justice?
Only the law of greed and guns.
We must do something, Father.
Tomorrow, you must go to the sheriff's office in Madero and tell him your story. You will make the mission your home.
Thank you, Father.
There's nothing I can do about it. I don't make the laws. You pay your taxes by Saturday or you'll lose your property.
Is your pardon?
Just a minute, please. Yes, miss? Was anything wrong, ma'am?
Oh, no, nothing.
What was it you wanted?
Well, I just arrived in town to visit friends. I can't find them. I thought perhaps you could help me.
Who are you looking for?
The John Langfords and the Arnold Flint family from my hometown.
Where might that be, miss?
Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, this is Dan Hinsdale, our regional attorney.
Perhaps I can help you find your friends, Miss
Belmont, Lola Belmont.
Langfords of Flints. It's funny, I thought I knew every name around here, but I never heard of them. In case we do find your friends, where are you staying?
At the mission.
An American girl at a Spanish mission? That hardly seems appropriate.
I'd hardly call a room over a saloon appropriate.
No, I guess not. In case we don't find your friends, I'm at your service to help you find something better.
Thank you. Good day, gentlemen.
That's quite a gal.
Yeah, very interesting. The Montalvo papers ready?
Yeah. Have a look at them. All right?
Yeah, this'll do it. I paid off all the back taxes, and all we need is the governor's signature on this. The Montalvo estate and gold mine will belong to us, all legal and proper.
Sure, the Montalvos didn't have any kids or relatives.
Even if they did, the governor's signature on this, they'd have a tough time getting it back.
Come in. Joaquin Murrieta.
Buenos dias, Padre.
How could you risk coming here in broad daylight?
Oh, is it so very dangerous around here in broad daylight?
For you, yes. Every officer in California has been given the orders. Find Joaquin Murrieta.
This Murrieta must be a dangerous man. But then he wears so many disguises that no one knows what he looks like.
Be careful, Joaquin. The instructions are to take you dead or alive.
Dead or alive? Well, in that case, I'm glad I was able to make this delivery before Captain Gray and his military caught up with me. Gold for the mission, and for the help of our people who've suffered so much.
It will do much good. God's blessing on you for this.
Padre, let me tell you how we got this gold. There was a certain...
No. Even though this money belongs to our people, I'd rather not be told how you got it.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Father.
Oh, that's all right, my child. I'd like you to meet my friend...
Carlos Del Rio.
Yes. Carlos del Rio. Carlos, may I present Miss...
Lola Belmont.
Carlos del Rio, Lola Belmont.
Pleasure, Miss Belmont. Every time I return to the Mission San Sebastian, I find it has taken on new charm. You are staying here?
Yes, Senor Del Rio.
As you came in, Father Antonio was just insisting that I remain here overnight.
And he was insisting that he had important things to do in Monterrey.
But I think you persuaded me, Father. Yes, I'll stay until tomorrow, but no longer.
I am happy I succeeded in making you change your mind, Carlos. You know you are always welcome here.
Gracias. But Senorita Belmont has something to say to you. Hasta luego. Father.
Adios, Carlos.
I just came from Madero. Father, Sheriff Hardin was the leader of the men who murdered my mother and father.
Hardin, the sheriff. I would never have thought it possible. A man sworn to uphold law and order. Yet, there has been considerable talk of Hardin. That's why you call yourself Belmont.
The name I'll use until Hardin...
Vengeance is a bitter thing, my child. It can destroy the avenger as well. Much better to bring them to justice.
Justice? With a murderer for a sheriff? Unless Mr. Hinsdale could help. He seems sincere.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Were you thinking of joining a carnival troupe, Senorita Belmont?
No. I found the whip and, well, it fascinated me. Can you manipulate it?
I used to know a trick or two. Carlos del Rio, performer sensacional. Expert with rifle, pistol, or whip. Has appeared before kings...
Your people need more than performers, senor.
Oh?
They need defenders, like the great Joaquin.
You mean Murieta, the bandit?
A bandit maybe to the oppressors of his people, but to those he has helped, a Robin Hood. He could use the help of a man like you, senor. Expert with rifle, pistol, or whip.
Me? Become a bandit? Running from the law? You better not let the Padre hear you talk like that. And you, an American girl.
Padre has more spirit than many young men. But you're an expert with this. Would you teach me?
Of course. Let's start here. Now, put the whip behind you. Hold on to it. Now make a wide arc, like this. Then whip. Try it again.
Forgive me for saying it, but you two seem to be whipping off a French here.
Oh, Father.
Oh, Padre, only your cloth saves you.
Senor Del Rio has been helping me master the whip.
But I'm afraid that already I have remained too long at the mission.
It is my fault, Father. I have driven him away by suggesting he turn bandit.
Oh? She wishes me to join the great Joaquin Murieta.
All young senoritas are fascinated by Murieta until they meet him.
I really must get back to Monterrey. Buenos dias, senorita. I will think over your suggestion. If the saints are kind, hasta la vista.
Buenos dias, senor. And thank you very much.
So she wishes you to turn bandit, while I attempt to persuade you to give her up.
It won't be much longer, Padre, before I take your advice.
I had hoped that this time you would not turn your eyes north again, that you would not leave us at all.
So, it was your intention for me to fall in love with your charming visitor, forsake my career, and settle down.
The thought had occurred to me.
She's beautiful enough for any man to fall in love.
I'll get you this time. Oh, my name is not Maria Gonzalez. I'll get you. Niño. Niño del niño.
No. Save me from the dragon.
Nino, what in the world is this?
When I get you, you little... I better not to say. Forgive me, Lolita, but with such a little to cook, and this devil here.
Nino, give it back. Nino.
For you, hermosa señorita.
You say there's little food, Maria?
Yes, and sometimes none at all, Lolita.
Surely there are enough men with good Spanish blood, to fight for their homes and families.
Seguro, Lolita. But they listen to your father and to Senor Ortiz. They told people to be patient, and the American will come and change the law.
And for that, they murdered him.
Oh, besides, querida, our men do not want to be outlaw like Murieta.
Is it being an outlaw to fight for what is right? Who's Senor Ortiz?
He was our magistrate, our law, before the Americans came, and made a hardened sheriff.
I'd like to talk to him.
But, senorita, all of us feel strongly. Our families have suffered. My father died of the beating they gave him. One was robbed, his two brothers killed.
And with Rafael was his sister. They came to the hacienda one night
And still you do nothing.
What can we do? If we fight back, the Americans say we are outlaws and threaten to bring in the military. Don Jose Montalvo
Is it wrong to fight for what is your own?
Why you tell us this? You are an American.
I am Zara Montalvo, daughter of Don Jose Montalvo. And I speak to you with the advice of your friend, Magistrate Ortiz.
Yes, it is true. I have given my approval to Senorita Montalvo. We can and we will show the Americans how to be fair and just, but that wrongs can never go unpunished.
We will ride only to punish wrongs done to our people, to give back what has been stolen. And all this according to our real law, our Spanish law. Who's with me?
We're all with you, Zara.
Just 1 minute, boys, and I'll be with you. Come on, boy.
Perhaps you can find a Shetland pony.
A pony?
Or a small donkey.
A small donkey?
We shall build you a ladder, Nino. But for this time, we shall have to go without you. 9 men are enough.
9.5 are too many.
A half, eh? I was man enough to be with Marietta.
You're a man, all right, Nino. But someone must stay and guard the women.
The women? I suppose you mean Maria.
Maria, too. And don't stay in the kitchen. We'll be hungry when we get back. Maybe we shouldn't laugh at him. He was with Murieta, you know. Maybe he didn't ride with him, but he did his share.
Is everybody here?
Sí,
Vámonos! place. You remember hanging Jose Montalvo here?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm his daughter, Zara Montalvo, and I saw you on the rope.
Me? You didn't see me.
He was on the rope the night my brothers died.
Yeah, he was there when my father was beaten and murdered.
You're crazy, I tell you. I don't know anything about it.
All signed and sealed by the governor himself. Legal and proper.
It's nice to know people who can do you some good.
Well, we won't have any problems if I keep my end strictly legal, and you make yours look legal.
And we don't bite off too much.
Look, with the Montalvo claim, we have the 5 best gold properties in the district. All we need is the Cortez claim and the Messino mine. We'll have the whole county in our pocket.
Then nobody can stop us. But suppose something goes wrong.
Without witnesses, what can go wrong?
That's one thing we don't have to worry about. I don't leave witnesses. It's Chuck. Zara. Zara, what's it mean?
I don't know, but he was on guard at the Montalvo place. We better get out there.
They took Barton's party with them. They were masked. It all happened so fast I didn't have a chance to do it.
They knew where to find the gold, all right.
They didn't stay in the house a minute. She knew exactly where it was, she? Yes, a girl. She was the leader. They were all Spanish.
He is the one who stole the gold mine from Senor Perez.
It's a lie. I paid him for it.
With a bullet.
He's the man who beat my father with this whip.
No, let me go.
Dawson. But what are we supposed to do? Sit around and wait while they pick off all our men one at a time?
We could just figure out who the Czar is. Was Dawson with you with the Montalvos?
Yeah, but so... Wait a minute. Just before Montalvo died, he yelled Zara.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I thought it might be his wife's name.
Nobody would know that except you and your men. Unless there was a witness.
I don't leave witnesses.
Yeah, there's somebody in the family. But you said the Montalvos had no family.
Somebody's just trying to throw us off the track.
Oh, sure. Just passing out gold to the Spanish families. No, Hutton. We gotta find out who the Czar is, and quick.
What you're doing is wonderful. But if they catch you, you know what would happen.
You think my life is so important to me?
But it should. The one so young, so beautiful, like you, Kitty.
You think I should fall in love?
I think you have already.
Your eyes are too sharp, Maria. There's no time for that. Not while Hardin and his men are still alive and free.
Is it safe?
Why not?
The dragon is with you.
The dragon, is it?
You Charlotte Sutton.
Nino, you know Maria's one of your best friends.
Does she know it?
What is it, Nino?
I'm thinking how different Senorita Lola looks from Senorita Zara.
Which is just as well, isn't it?
Just like the great Joaquin, who always looks different, too.
Oh, you know him well.
Oh, see. He's a great hero. He only robs those who harm our people, like Senorita Zara.
Nino, is that what you came to tell us?
No. When I rode the town with Padre this morning, I learned that Senor Hardin We'll have patrols on every road.
Perhaps Zara had better stay off the roads. Thank you, Nino.
And for that, Nino, you shall have something that I baked this morning. No tricks? No.
When you help Lolita, you are my friend.
What do you got? Something good?
In the weeks following, the bewildered Spanish people discussed excitedly, hopefully, the daring deeds of their two defenders. Joaquin Murrieta, already a legendary figure, making his name a scourge to all those who sought to exploit his people. No stolen herds grazed in safety. No stolen gold seemed secure, so long as Joaquin and his band of fearless riders roamed at will in the north. Meanwhile, in the east, matching Joaquin deed for deed, rode Zara. Zara, resolute angel of the Sierra, equally well loved by her admiring, grateful people, equally hated, cursed, and feared by their greedy oppressor. Like Joaquin, Zara remained free, only because her true identity was unknown. Month after month, she and her band evaded relentless pursuit by men grown more and more desperate. It seemed nothing could stop her. Each shipment of stolen gold was being miraculously seized and quickly restored to its owner.
Fired a couple of shots, didn't do any good.
McWilliams.
Yeah, that means they got the shipment from the Perez mine.
And she left her calling card again.
I'm beginning to get it. Chuck, then Dawson, and now McWilliams. All three killed by Zara. And all of them with you at the Montalvos.
Hey, I was there, too.
If he's right, that makes you next. Or me.
And I want you to use every man you can find and search every Spanish house in the county.
None of them will talk. They think she's some kind of a saint.
I'm not looking for excuses. No woman can just come out of nowhere and vanish any time she wants to.
This one can.
Mr. Hinsdale.
Oh, Miss Belmont.
I thought you'd forgotten me.
Oh, never. The truth is, I just came back from Sacramento.
I don't suppose you found out
About your
anything.
friends? No, I'm sorry, but even if I don't find them, I'd like to call on you.
Well, you know where to find me.
Beautiful. Let's see. No, I think it's better without it. Encantadora. Preciosa criatura. Wait till Mr. Hinsdale sees you. Oh.
Mr. Hinsdale's a powerful man. Suppose I were to marry him.
Marry him?
He could be a good friend to our people.
But, what about
Carlos? A man who puts his personal business above the suffering of his friends?
Do not judge him too hastily, Querido.
Joaquin Murrieta's dead. A messenger just brought word to the Padre. Captain Gray ambushed Joaquin and his men. He never had a chance.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nino. I know how you felt about him.
I never should have let him out of my sight.
There's my new home.
It's a lovely place.
I hoped you'd like it. That's why I went to Sacramento. I heard it was being sold for taxes, so I went to see the governor and...
You have good taste. What happened to the Montalvo family?
Oh, They were murdered by bandits. Terrible tragedy.
They left no heirs?
Come on, I have some more to show you. Come on, boy.
All this is yours?
Yeah, I've been kind of lucky. The state had to seize these claims because of taxes. I happen to have enough ready cash to buy them up.
Must have taken a lot.
Yeah, it did. The Montalvo claim will make it pay. Another shipment of gold goes out tomorrow. With a decoy this time.
I wish you hadn't told me.
Why not?
They say the Bandit Queen has spies everywhere. Mr. Hinsdale, Dan, do you know why you were able to buy this land?
Because of taxes?
The people were ready to pay the taxes. But before they had a chance, they were robbed and murdered. Dan, there's someone who wants to drive the Spanish people out of the county.
It's a terrible thing. Do they know who it is?
Well, not for sure. But they suspect Sheriff Hardin.
I understood there were no witnesses to the crimes.
Oh, that's true. Look, Dan, the Spanish people need a friend. You have influence. You could help them.
Oh, I'm having a party Saturday night at the Hacienda. Sort of a housewarming. Would you care to come? We could talk it over then.
I'd love to, Dan.
Come on, boy.
If they were going to pull anything, they passed up a good spot here.
That's the decoy coming now.
Are you sure Hinsdale told you the truth?
Hinsdale wouldn't lie to Lola Belmont. That's the decoy, all right.
Then we let it go through?
See. Manuel, Rafael, Jose, and Juan, you come with me. The rest of you circle around and attack the decoy.
Hey, wait a minute. What's the matter, man? I didn't do anything to you. No.
He's the man who shot my mother.
No, I didn't kill her. I was told to.
You bungled the whole job. I told you to keep the second wagon in sight.
We were only gone a few minutes.
Yeah. 2 horses, a wagon, and a driver. Just disappeared. Zara outsmarted you again.
Zara nothing. If she'd have taken the wagon, we'd have hurt him. If you ask me, Hank just drove away with it.
Hank?
$40,000 is a lot of money.
You might be right at that. Hank could have figured that Zara and the bunch are up ahead. And when you took out after her, figured this was his big chance.
You're not a child, Nino.
But I get even hungrier than a child.
With all the food you steal when Maria's back is turned?
She doesn't turn her back often enough. Please?
No.
Please? Please?
Run along now, children. I want to talk to Manuel. I said for the children to run along, Nino. That means you.
Well, then, if I'm included, I'm a child. And if I'm a child, I get these.
What did you find out, Manuel?
Hardin is trying to trace the wagon. They're sure that the driver ran off when he goes.
The driver? That's perfect, Manuel. Hardin will be at Mr. Hinsdale's party tomorrow night.
I promise you that your caballeros will furnish a dessert Senor Hardin does not know is on the menu. I hope it is a pleasant dinner, senoritas.
You are still determined to go to the party, knowing Hardin will be a guest?
Of course, Father. And you're still going with me.
There might be an interesting situation if the Bandit Queen happens to appear.
What do you think of her, Father?
A very sinful woman.
Then you think she should tell you about it and ask forgiveness?
The saints forbid. Then I would have to tell her to stop what she's doing. But wouldn't it be uncomfortable to be in your own home under such conditions?
Well, I'm not sure that I'm the one who will be uncomfortable, Father. But you don't have to go.
I wouldn't miss it.
I think I look American enough.
American? I would never suspect you had any Spanish blood if I hadn't known your father.
American enough to marry Hinsdale if I can?
Marry Hinsdale? Do you love him?
Joaquin is dead. Zara can't win alone. Hinsdale's a powerful man. He could be a good friend to our people, especially with a wife who's half Spanish.
I had forgotten about Joaquin.
But remember, Father, no matter what, I'm still Lola Belmont from Detroit.
Were you ever in Detroit?
Good evening, Dan.
Lola, Padre. Now my evening is complete. Come meet my guests. Mayor Don Felipe Rodriguez, may I present Miss Lola Belmont, a newcomer to California.
How do you do?
Don Rodriguez is the mayor of Madero. And I think you know Father Antonio.
And we have heard of Miss Belmont. She is even more beautiful than you say.
And Mrs. Grayson, Al Grayson, and Miss Betty Grayson. Miss Belmont, Father Antonio. You ladies should have a lot in common. You're from the same town, Detroit.
From Detroit? Well, how wonderful. You're the first person from home I've met out here.
It's funny, though. I don't recall any Belmont family in Detroit.
You didn't go to any of the dances, did you? I'm sure I'd remember you.
Well, how long have you been living out here, Mrs. Grayson?
Nearly 3 years. Isn't that right, Carol?
3 years last month, ever since Dad sold his business.
Well, you see, we didn't move to Detroit till 2 years ago. We're originally from Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor? Well, isn't that a coincidence, Mother?
Ann Arbor, that's quite close to Detroit. We visited there all the time.
I guess Mother knows just about everybody in the state of Michigan.
Well, maybe Mrs. Grayson can tell you something about your friends. The Langfords, the Flints?
No.
They're out here looking for them.
No, I'm afraid we...
Well, never mind. We'll have time to talk about it at dinner. Right now, I have something I'd like to say to Miss Belmont, so if you'll excuse me. Well, how did you like the place?
Oh, I love it.
I hoped you would. Look, Lola, it's no secret how I feel about you. I want you to marry me. Now, before you answer, some things I'd like to tell you. When we took California, I knew it was a place for me. A man could carve out an empire. And I have.
But the natives...
That's why I made Hardin sheriff, to get rid of them legally.
You and Hardin?
You didn't know he worked for me?
What if they suspect you?
No one but you knows my connection with Hardin. Besides, everything I've done strictly legal.
Why do you tell me all this?
Because you and I together could rule this county.
To think I almost...
Well, what do you say, Lola?
I must think about it.
I know. It's sudden, but don't let me wait too long before you decide. I hope you've enjoyed your dinner. Muy bueno, Padre. Seguro. I believe you'll admit, Father, that the United States taking California was the best thing that could have happened.
It may be. When the newcomers discover the native Californians are human beings, that some of them are even ladies and gentlemen.
What do you know about this girl, Zara, Sheriff? Is she as bad as they say?
Worse. We don't know who she is or where she comes from. All we know is she operates with a gang of thieves and murderers.
Some people say she's fighting for her people.
She's out to get as much gold as she can, that's all.
But why haven't you stopped her? You're the sheriff.
I'll tell you why. I may be the sheriff, but I'm just one man. Half the natives in the state are protecting her.
Haven't you wondered why they protect her?
Sure, because they hate Americans. And this Zara business is just
Please,
the
I think
beginning.
we've had enough talk about bandits. I'd like to propose a toast to our...
It's Hank.
Who?
Another one of my men.
It says you're next. What a fool I was not to have suspected Hinsdale. And to think I might even have married him.
It was God's mercy that his true nature was revealed in time.
I should have realized a man like Hardin would have to have someone do his thinking for him.
Hinsdale is going to the governor to demand that the military be sent here to wipe out the Bandit Queen and her men.
Do you think the governor will send them?
I don't see how he can refuse. They are outlaws, my child.
I'm not condoning the actions of this girl, Bandit Dan, but I'm told, reliably, that she has taken gold only from claims confiscated from natives under the Tax Act.
The law is the law, Ed. Marietta fought it, and now this girl Bandit's fighting
But
it.
both in the wrong way, outside the law. But I'm beginning to believe that it's an unjust law.
The law was passed by your state legislature, the voice of the people.
I know. But there were some dissenting voices. And Jose Montalvo and his wife were killed because they led the fight to have it repealed.
The Montalvos were killed by outlaws for their gold.
And the criminals were never punished.
Sheriff Hardin couldn't find any traces of them. There were no witnesses. There's never been any trace of this woman. And only Captain Gray and the military can do it.
All right, Dan. I'll talk it over with Captain Gray.
Thanks, Ed.
And you'll be hearing from me soon.
For all she has done, I cannot condemn. But I pray, Heavenly Father, let her not be hardened. Let something show her the way.
Joaquin, you alive? No, Padre. Joaquin Murieta is dead. From now on, I'm Carlos Del Rio. It does my heart good to see you. But how can this be? Well, the report of my death was accurate enough, except in one small detail. The man who was killed was not I. Your explanations are very clear, of course. Some stupid killer impressed by my reputation called himself Joaquin and committed many crimes. I wondered at some of the stories. Captain Gray and his military finally caught up with him and his men. What about your own men? They've gone back to their families. And you? I want only a peaceful life, Padre. I know that's impossible in this state, but I thought I might find sanctuary here for a while. You have come a considerable distance. Yes. No other mission would do. Not for me, Father. Because this is the mission San Sebastian, or because you knew the girl was still here? You're too wise, Padre. Will you tell her the truth about yourself?
Father? Carlos Del Rio.
Lola.
This is a pleasant surprise. Is it only for an hour or two again?
It'll seem like only an hour or two, even though I may be here for weeks.
Well, then you do plan to stay longer this time.
There must be something else I can teach you besides using the bullwhip. Perhaps if I use my head, I can teach you a little more slowly.
And if I use my head, perhaps I can be slower in learning.
It looks so peaceful.
But it isn't. Never can be until Zara and her men accomplish their purpose.
She must be a brave woman.
The natives call her Angel of the Sierras. It's too bad she is so ugly.
I hadn't heard.
Oh, yes. They say that is why she became a bandit, so she could wear a mask.
I see.
I feel very sorry for her.
Because she's so ugly?
No, because I know that someday she will be caught.
There must be wonderful hiding places in these hills.
I wonder if she knows the best one.
I'm sure she does, Carlos. Let's not worry any more about Zara. I'm beginning to get jealous.
Lola, all my people love this unknown Zara. So, please do not be jealous if I do a little, too. And I'm certain that she must be caught. Joaquin Murrieta knew every cave, every hideout in the state, and still they got him. There is only one escape for Zara. Stop now.
How can she stop fighting for justice? It would be betraying her people.
They would not like it if Zara were to be hunted like an animal. Hunted until she is caught.
Charlie.
They're out the coast and they're headed this way.
You had it doped out right, Dan. They're going to bring the gold back to the Morales.
Yeah, if I'd taken over before, she wouldn't have gotten away the last time.
Maybe.
The way she works is so obvious. She steals a shipment, then delivers it to the rightful owner. So all we have to do is to wait for her to deliver the shipment to Morales. The rightful owner. Now look, Morales, when she gets here, open the door and get her inside. I don't care how you do it. You understand?
Si, senor. Here they come.
Okay, come on.
Run for your life!
What I want to know is, who is Zara?
The one who got away.
I said, who is she?
You're wasting your time, Hinsdale.
Come on, let's string him up right away.
Not now. We'll take him to jail. When she finds out he's there, she'll come for him. And when she does...
Father! Father Antonio, look at these clothes. You know what they mean?
I've always known.
But you didn't try to stop me.
What have you done? Brought evil men to justice, helped the poor and sick, restored stolen gold, and always with the guidance of our magistrate.
But now some of our men are dead. Carlos is a prisoner. I can't understand why he was at the Morales home.
He's been guarding you ever since he came back. Yes. He knows you're right.
Oh, Father.
Tears will not save him. But perhaps we can find a way.
Oh.
How do you do, Sheriff Hardin?
Miss Belmont. Hello, Padre. What can I do for you?
I understand you caught a man named Del Rio last night.
We sure did. And that's one of Zara's men we're not going to have any more trouble with.
I used to know the Del Rio family. Would you mind if I talk to him?
No, not at all. Say, if he's a friend of yours, maybe you can get something out of him. Find out who Zara is.
It's possible he'd tell me the truth.
You know him too, Miss Belmont?
A man like that?
Oh, no, I guess you wouldn't.
I would like to know a real Western bandit, though. It'd be something to talk about back home.
Come back tomorrow. Maybe you can meet a real lady bandit.
Well, then you know who she is.
No, but we're pretty sure she'll try to rescue Del Rio. And when she does...
You don't seem to have many guards.
Oh, she won't be crazy enough to try to break him out in the daytime. But we're ready for her anyway.
What do you mean?
Oh, I think 4 of us could make it tough enough for her until help comes. 1 shot and there'd be 100 men in here. My quarters are in there. The cells are this way.
This is the Del Rio I know. I come to do what I can for you, my son.
Gracias, Padre.
You can come over here, too, if you want to, Miss Belmont.
Why, he's very handsome. He doesn't look like a bandit at all.
Believe me, Miss Belmont, he's a very dangerous killer.
Are you?
No, senorita. I do not even know this woman they keep asking me about.
Well, if he is a bandit, he's very disappointing. He doesn't look any more like a thief than you do, Mr. Hardin. I think I'll wait for you outside, Father.
All right, my dear. You can help yourself most by answering my questions properly.
Si, Padre. You may depend on my answers.
I believe he's telling the truth. He doesn't know this woman.
Up with your hands.
Zara!
Up! Throw your guns in there. Lock the door. Unlock your cell. Get in, all of you.
You wouldn't lock up a man over the chair.
Get in and keep quiet. Your horse is outside.
Gracias, senorita Zara. Hasta la vista.
He never rode with us. But last night he saved my life, and I pay my debts.
Hinsdale! Somebody!
Yes.
Anybody! Let us out of here! Somebody! Anybody! Let us out of here! Miss Belmont.
What on earth?
Get us out of here.
I heard you all the way out to the buggy.
The keys. Let us out.
But how did you get in there?
Will you get those extra keys?
Of course, you don't have to shout at me, Mr. Hardin.
All right, I won't shout, but go get the keys.
Where?
In the lower left-hand drawer of my desk.
Oh, where did you say they were?
In the lower left-hand drawer of my desk.
I found them. The prisoner, he's gone.
Oh, of course he's gone. She got a drop on us. She took him away. It's the big key, the second one. Come on.
Thank you.
Come on.
Father Antonio, too. Are you all right, Father?
Grab yourself some rifles. Charlie, round up the horses.
The flower's there, Missy. Where did you change?
It's there.
Go ahead. I'll be right with you.
won't like this.
A small tribute to a brave girl.
Not so brave, Father. I was scared to death. Carlos! We risked everything to get you out, and then you come back here. Why didn't you keep going? There are 100 men looking for you.
See, and perhaps twice that number looking for you.
It's the chance I have to take. There's no reason to involve you.
All the reason in the world, my darling.
Oh, I should never have let it go this far. I've made a target out of you.
I've been a target before. You see, my full name is Carlos del Rio Joaquin Murrieta.
Joaquin Murrieta? But we heard he was...
I'll explain everything. That's why I had to come back. To take you away.
Oh, but we're both outlaws. We have no chance for happiness.
We do if we leave now.
My work isn't finished. 2 of the men who killed my mother and father are still alive.
Lolita, look at me. Believe me, you'll find no satisfaction in vengeance.
But I planned so carefully. Hardin and Hinsdale...
They'll destroy themselves. You've given our people new hope. Your work is finished. Let's find Father Antonio. We'll get married right away. You do love me.
Nino, where are you going with those?
To polish these and get ready for the wedding.
Oh, let them go. Help me out to fix this for the wedding cake.
That's a woman's work. When I finish this, I have to lay out the Padre's surplus and stove and help Joaquin pack. Look, look. Look what's over there.
You filthy bandido! Ladronciti garote matto!
Senor Hinsdale and Sheriff Hardin.
We want you to do something for us, Padre.
I'm always anxious to assist anyone in trouble.
Padre, I think that you helped Del Rio to escape. I also think you know who Zorro is.
Really, gentlemen?
We know that Del Rio came to the mission, and we demand that you surrender him.
My son, how could you think he came here?
He was headed this way.
That's hardly conclusive evidence that he's here.
We're wasting time, Padre. Now turn him over, we search the place.
Church, not here, my sons.
We're the law. Del Rio's an escaped prisoner.
And this is a church.
What's that got to do with it?
The church has always been a sanctuary for anyone who enters it. Here, a man answers only to God. Whether or not the man is here doesn't matter. There will be no search.
Come on.
Stop, I warn you. Oh, no, you don't.
Sheriff, this makes me as big as both of you.
To raid a mission, how many do you need?
All right.
Father Antonio! Father Antonio! Father Antonio! Father Antonio! Father Antonio!
I believe we are ready.
Father Antonio! The military. Hundreds of them. Right outside the mission.
You must leave at once.
But our wedding...
You must be married along the way at some other mission.
No, Padre. Perhaps it would be better to hide and wait until after dark.
Even if I can outtalk Captain Gray, Hinsel and Harden will surely come back. This time, they won't come alone. And that's the whole tragic story, my friend.
The governor's personal investigation confirms most of it. He promises to repeal the tax laws at the next session of the legislature.
In the meantime?
I have orders removing both Hinsdale and Hardin from office.
What about this girl, Zara?
Unfortunately, Padre, she's still an outlaw.
Niño mío, I bake the cake, I hurry, and there is no Lola, no Joaquin, no wedding.
There's no time.
Oh, my poor cake. Run! Run faster for the Padre!
My name is Zara. Zara Montalvo.
Talvo?
Hardin failed you. He did leave one witness. Me.
You Don Jose's daughter?
Even though I agreed to your marriage, technically you're still outlaws, and I'm duty-bound to hunt for you. By the way, which way will you be traveling?
Why, east, Captain.
That's good, because I'll be looking for you in the west until the governor can sign the pardon.
Oh, thank you, Captain.
And I'll say an extra prayer for you.
Thank you, Padre. Now you two better get going.
Capitan, it'll be time first for the wedding cake.
Well, yes, I guess there's time.
Oh, that's fine. The Father will bless it, and we'll cut it. Tito ladrón.